Sharks never sleep. As the boogeyman of the ocean, it makes sense that a shark would never need to sleep. It is way scarier to think about an animal that would rather stalk prey than catch some shut-eye. And a myth has long persisted that these fearsome beasts don't need to get their 8 hours in order to function. We now know that's not quite the case, but don't worry, their method for resting is still exactly as terrifying as you'd expect. According to research conducted by the University of Auckland in New Zealand and others, published in 2022, the Drotsboard shark, native to that country, has been observed to take some power naps. But how can you tell a fish is nodding off? By observing them in holding tanks. When scientists looked at the shark, they saw that it would settle on the bottom of the tank. By using instruments to determine the amount of oxygen in the water, scientists could measure their metabolism. When the sharks laid low, their metabolism slowed down, and, like a high school student, they were also less responsive. All are indications that they were sleeping or at least ceasing their activity. The unsettling part? The sharks often rested with their eyes open. Like a doll's eyes, as the great Quint from Jaws would say. Though they did sometimes close their eyes, researchers believe they did it mainly to block out daytime sunlight. But there is some science behind the long-standing myth that sharks are light sleepers. You may have heard that sharks have to always keep moving. Not quite true. Some species of shark, like the Drotsboard shark, can move water into the mouth and over the gills to get oxygen and stay fairly still. But sharks, like the great white, get the lion's or shark's share of press and attention, and they need to almost constantly be on the move in order to keep water and oxygen passing over their gills. So surely they can't sleep, right? Well, it's not exactly clear. It's extremely poorly studied, but there are some extremely circumstantial suggestions that some of these sharks can cheat and lay down in a current, so the water is moving over their gills without them having to move. There's not much in the way of actual evidence for that, but even great whites probably sleep. It's just the hows that remain elusive.